My name is Joseph Anderson, and this is RM University's 90-day Jumpstart program. Today is day 22, and today we're going to talk about planning. Now, I know sometimes that, even that I said that, some of you guys are thinking of turning this off. Please listen. This is one of the most important things that I've found in my business as a peak performance coach. One of the things I've found especially is that when my clients plan their days, plan their weeks, their lives are incredibly successful. And when they don't, a lot of times they struggle. And I found the same thing in my own life. When on the days that I don't plan, it's like, I feel so lost. And you think back to your mission. They gave you 2 to 3 hours a week to do a massive planning. They also gave you about a half hour a day to do extra planning. And it's been so long that I've been back, they might have even given you more than that by now. But they give you a ton of time for planning. Why? Well, I heard it once said that 1 single minute planning saves you at least 10 minutes. And it's so true. I mean, if you got a schedule, think back to the days on your mission. When you had sat down and you had planned, you'd gone through your, teaching pool, your investigators, you'd gone through everything. And you'd planned out that schedule so precisely. What was that day like? For most of you, it's probably incredible. Now, you probably had that day that you planned everything and it didn't go as well. That's okay. But I do love the old adage that says, if you fail to plan, that you plan to fail. And since you've been home, when's the last time that you've sat down and planned? You've planned out what you wanted to do, planned out what goals you want to accomplish, and that you've checked in on yourself on those goals. It's a process that I've started doing every Sunday. I spend 2 hours. It's been a recent development. And at first it was awful. And even yesterday, I got to the end of the day when I was planning and it was not very fun. I didn't enjoy it. But it's a process that builds, and it's that small and simple things, great things brought to pass. And if you're interested in learning a tool about how to better plan, there's an excellent, phenomenal book out there. It's called Getting Things Done, and it's by a man named David Allen. And what he talks about in there is a lot about breaking everything that you do down into projects. So, for example, if you're going to school, and if you're working, and if you're dating, and if you got a church calling, all of those are essentially little projects. And you set aside little goals for each of those. Because it's really about the day-to-day planning and also the long-term planning. There's sometimes people are always focused on the long-term goal. I'm going to have $1 billion within 10 years or whatever it is. And then other people are like, well, I'm just going to do 5 minutes of this every single day. I really think it's a combination between the day-to-day and the huge big goal. And it's a combination that you can figure out for yourself. But that Getting Things Done book is an excellent resource. It's well worth the 15 or 20 bucks or whatever it costs for that book. But I want you to ask yourself this. Since you've been home, if you haven't planned, what has the impact been like that on your life? Are you accomplishing the goals and the things that you want to accomplish? The nice thing about planning is if you're doing that every single week, you're able to look back and say, well, I forgot to plan, and this week was pretty bad. Well, a week can be recovered, but it's the months, and it's the years, and it's the lifetimes that can't be recovered. There's a great quote by M. Russell Ballard that essentially says, if we don't learn how to master the principles of setting goals and learn to obtain those goals, that we're not going to get near as much accomplished in this life as we could have. So I want to really encourage you, just give it a try and do 2 hours on Sunday. I know that's a lot to ask, or whatever day of the week is best for you for planning. I know my parents, when we were raised, we'd have a family council and we would literally plan. And this was pretty frequent. I want to really encourage you to do this. Plan out your weeks. Trust me, you will get so much more out of them. You can plan fun, you can plan talents, you can plan all kinds of things in there, but if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. And then you'll be watching this video later down the road and be like, oh man, I should have planned. Don't do that. Don't be like I was back in school. It was like I tried. If I would have just given myself 2 hours of planning, life would have been so much different. And I wouldn't have had to go through as much of the school of hard knocks. So I'm trying to save you guys from a lot of the different challenges that I experienced So just give it a try. 2 hours of planning, and then I highly encourage as well spending about at least 15 or 20 minutes on a daily basis of going over your day, of looking at the next day. Trust me, you will get so much more done. Planning is one of the number one things that all of the incredibly successful people talk about in their lives. So thank you so much for joining us for this episode of RM University. So go plan out your weeks, and I'll see you tomorrow. Have an awesome day.